Hi, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel Intelligible Tutorials. In this today's session now, I want to give the clear differentiation between the control flow graphs and flowcharts. How the control flow graphs are differentiated from the flowcharts and how the flowcharts are differentiated from the control flowcharts. Okay, first of all, we see what is the flowchart actually. Flowchart is the detailed representation of the programming structure. Nothing can be skipped here. Each and everything can be clearly represented. Each and every statement, each and every junction, each and every loop can be clearly represented in the flowchart. Coming to the control flow graph, it's an abstract representation or a very simplified representation of the program structure. Okay, and a program's flowchart can resembles a control flow graph, and both are look like similar. A control flow graph resembles to the control flow chart. Okay, so there is no particular differentiation. Even if you observe clearly, you can identify the differentiation easily, but by watching at a glance you can see both are resemble to each other. Okay, so next, in flowcharts every part of the process block is clearly drawn. So what are the various parts of the process block? Normally we are having the statements, process blocks, junctions, loops, and all these things, case statements. All these things are the part and parcel of this process block. Okay, whereas in the control flow graphs, no detail what is there in the process block. It simply represent the decisions, loops, and all. Okay, so we can say it's an abstract representation. In flowchart, what is a statement, how one statement is connected with the another statement, each and everything can be represented in the process block. In the flow graph, no need of all these things, only the what we call only the decisions, only the loops can be represented. Okay, so next, coming to the next point, flowchart focuses on the process steps, whereas control flow graph focuses on the control flow of the program but not the process steps. So flowchart only showing the processing of the data, whereas control flow graph showing the uh, flow of the data. Okay, so it represents the program flow of control from the start to the end, whereas control flow graph is acting as a tool that can help us to clarify the control flow and data issues. So it can help to act as a tool to represent some of the issues, to cover some of the issues. Actually, in the flowchart, the processes can be represented. Already we have discussed it is a processing, stepwise processing. So process blocks are needed. Whereas in the flow graph, control flow graph, here the process blocks are not really needed. Why? Because it's simply an abstract representation. Okay, the next one, the notation changes are not required in the flowcharts, whereas the notation changes made in the creation of the control flow graphs are represented. Okay, so like this, the control flow graph is completely differentiated from the flowchart, whereas in the flowchart represents only the processing steps and start to the end, and it only and it also represents process blocks, program starting to the end, how the process flows from starting to the end. Whereas to the control flow graph, it represents the flow of control from the initial to end state. And we can also say the control flow graph is an abstract representation of the programming structure, whereas flowchart is the detailed representation of the programming structure. Like that, the clear differentiations are clearly given in the flowchart and as well as the flow graph. Okay, next we are going to describe the programming design language. So what it is actually a programming design language. An example code is given in the Fortran programming language. So based on that, we are drawing the flow chart and as well as the control flow graph. Okay, pictorially we are representing clearly the differentiation between the control flow graph and flow chart. Now see, this is the programming design language. Input statement and assignment statements and some of the if statements and loops and all these things are clearly given here. Okay, so now how this can be represented in the form of the flow chart now. Okay, look at this. Each and everything can be represented in the flow chart, one-to-one flow chart. Each and every statement is there. Each and every statement is connected with the other statement. No one statement is skipped here. Everything can be represented how the process flows from initial to the end. So starting of the initial to the program and to the end of the program, how this process starts and ends, each and everything is clearly represented in the one-to-one flow chart, in the one-to-one statement representation it is. Okay. So now coming to the control flow graph. Based on this flow chart, now we are going to draw the flow chart, flow graph. Okay. So control flow graph. Here the entire set of the statements here, input xy, z is equal to x into y and v is equal to x minus y. These are represented in the form of the process 1. Okay. So process 1 is what? The collection of the three statements, right? Later z greater than or equal to pi, this loop is represented. Okay, so here loop is represented, later label is represented, Joe is there, that is represented, and again process 3. So process 3 means the statements z is equal to z minus 1, z is equal to z plus v, like that. The collection of the statements, so what you understand by this, the collection of the statements are represented in the form of the process, and remaining necessary loops and necessary decisions are represented as it is. What is changed in between these two diagrams? Only the collection of the statements are represented in the form of the processes like this. Process 1 to process 9. Okay. So process 1 to process, last process is also there. Here process 10. Okay. So like this it can be represented. This control graph can be even more simplified control graph we can make by removing the set of the processes. Then how it look like? Now we are going to see. See, this is simplified flow graph from this particular flow graph. Here I am removing all the processes and I am representing this like this. So starting begin and again z greater than 0 and it is connected to Joe and Sam. The nodes can be represented. Wherever it is loop, it is representing as the loop. Okay. So like this, whenever there is a decision, I am representing the decision like this. Finally, I am representing the end like this. This is the simplified form of the flow graph like from the previous one, by eliminating the set of the processes but by representing the junctions and the loops and labels as it is. Okay. So this particular flow graph can even be simplified. Actually, what is a graph? A graph is a collection of the nodes and the edges between them. So whatever thing you are showing that should be represented in the form of a graph, that should be bring into the form of a graph in order to represent it in the form of the nodes and arcs. We have to even more simplify it. Okay. So even more simplified flow graph look like this. See, there is a communication between 3 to 5. Why? Because it's a loop actually, sorry, it's a statement actually, a decision statement. So it is directly jumping to the 5, sorry, so it is directly jumping to the 3 to 5 is there, and no detailed representation is not there here. See, like the previous one, here the each and everything is clearly represented, like begin and like this is the label and this is also label, this is loop, this is one another thing, this is end, like this detailed representation is not clearly represented in the even simplified flow graph. So this even simplified flow graph is the perfect abstract representation of the control flow graph, where the unnecessary details are not completely represented here. Only it can be brought into the form of the graph. What is a graph actually? Collection of the nodes and arcs like this. Okay. So this is even simplified flow graph. So from the starting of the one-to-one flow chart, from starting of this, it again converted into the process form, and by eliminating the process form, it will be simplified like this and even more simplified like this. See how it was simplified from the initial flow chart to the final simplified control flow graph like this. Okay, and linked list representation. In the linked list representation, each node has a name and it can be represented in the form of a linked list, and there is an entry in the flow graph. How this linked list representation can be represented in the control flow graph is now we are going to see. Let us see these statements in the linked list representation of the control flow graph. It is representing as one is the begin statement, one is connected to how many number of the nodes here, now node number 3, and again 2 is connected to which node? End node. Okay, So like that, the linked list and exit and no outlink is also. 3 is represented to z greater than 0, and it is connected to which node? Number 3. Node number 3 is connected to 5 and 4 also. So whenever it will be connected to 3 z greater than 0. Whenever it is true, it is going to the far towards 5. Okay, whenever it is false, it is going towards 4, node number 4. So the decision can have two values. We have to represent both the values, true and false values. If true, it goes to one side. If false, it goes to another side. Okay, and the statement number Joe, it is there. Sorry. So Joe number 1, 4, statement number 4 is Joe here. So what it is representing here? It is connected to node number 5. And again, Sam is connected to which node? Node number 6, that is loop. So 6 is connected to loop. Okay, Sam is connected to 6. 6 again, loop is connected to 7. And 7 again connected to two values. It is decision actually for true, for false, how it is going. Again, this is also decision actually. For true value, it is going one end, and false value, it is going towards another end. And again, it is a loop. And like that, these are also again the loops. For true values and false values, how they are going, we are going to represent in the form of the linked list representation. So what is the meaning of the linked list representation? You understand? You list out first all the nodes and to which they are connected to, you are representing in the form of a linked list. What is the meaning of the linked list? So to which it is connected to previously how it is connected to each and everything, the connections will be represented in the linked list. So your control flow graph is also represented in the form of the linked list like this. This is called the linked list representation of the flow graph. Okay, the next we are going to see flow graph and program relation. Okay, so what is the relation between a program and a flow graph? Flow graph is actually a pictorial and abstract representation of the program. Okay, the translation of a flow graph element to statement, vice versa, it's not always unique. Okay, it may get several number of the statements. There is no unique statements will get. We can get multiple set of the statements we will get whenever we convert the flowchart to the program. Okay, so these are the alternate flow graphs. If A is equal to 0 and B equal to 1, two conditions are checking at once at using AND symbol. So I am dividing this by using this AND symbol like this, because AND means both must be true. If it gives S, then only it must be true. Okay, so I have divided like this. So I have swapped this here. A is equal to 0, B equal to 1, and A equal to 0, B equal to 1 like this. We only for the end statement only we can write like this. Okay, so it's a conjunction actually. End is can be termed as the conjunction operator by conjuncting one decision into two disjoint decisions, two joint decisions, not disjoint, conjunct decisions. Okay, so using the end symbol only it is possible. In the end case, both must be true, then only the entire condition must be true like this. This can be represented like this. Okay. And another way, the improper translation, what happens? Whenever you have done the improper translation of the flow graph, okay, so it leads to bugs, and sometimes it leads to misleading of misdesigning of the test cases, misdesigning of the code, and undiscovered bugs and hidden bugs also. So whatever flow graph you are writing, that must be clearly represented each and every statement in the program. Whenever it will be converted into the form of the program should be clearly represented each and every statement. Okay, so the proper translation must be there from flowchart to program and program to flowchart. Okay, it should not be improper. Whenever it is improper, it leads to hazardous situations like bugs and test case designs and all these things. Okay, so proper design is required. And how these flow graphs and flow charts can be generated. Normally, flow charts and flow graphs can be generated by handwritten by the programmer, and they can automatically produced by the analyzing of the source code in two ways. One is the structural analysis. Okay, the structural analysis and as well as the mechanical analysis. The mechanical analysis we can automatically produce, wherever in the structural analysis it is semi-automatically produced with the help of the code. Okay, so this thing about the flow graph and flow chart, the differentiation between the flow chart and as well as the flow chart. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, share, uh, watch, comment and all. Please subscribe my channel, Intelligible Tutorials. Thank you for watching. Thank you one and all. Please watch further videos also of the software testing methodologies. Thank you.